Okay, I'll call this meeting to order. Can I have a roll call? Vern? Here. Sebastian? Nick? Donna? Bob? Dale's on
Here.
there. He's there. And Melvin? Here. Okay. Oh, yeah. Is there any conflicts of any interest in any of them? Not seeing any. Carry on.
Okay, our first item is at 1:20, so we've got 30 seconds or so. All right, we're all set for the first item. We're hearing A24-178 for 378 East 25th Street in Hamilton. Are there any members of the public present in person who wish to provide comments? Please make yourselves known. Seeing none, would the agent for the file please come forward to the microphone or unmute yourself if you're attending virtually?
Good afternoon, committee members. Ryan Ferrari, Agent Clark & Associates. I'm the agent on this file.
Have you read the comments from the city?
Yes, I have, Mr. Chair. Just very briefly, we're in support of the comments from staff. This is a consent application that was approved by the committee back in January to split this lot into two. We're asking for one variance for the lot width, and staff are supportive of that variance. There's a second variance on the report that we've asked to be withdrawn, so we'd ask that the variance just be deleted from the application today. We're only seeking what's hopefully approval for variance number one. So I think with that said, I don't have any more comments, but I'm happy to answer any questions of the committee if they have any. Thank you.
Any questions from the committee? Any questions from the staff on the second?
Through the chair, we're satisfied with our comments and for approval of variance one and denial of variance two.
Okay. And Bob?
I'll make a motion to approve variance number one with the conditions included. And of course, variance two, which is withdrawn, deny it. And
Okay, moved by Bob. Seconder? Nick? All in favor? Opposed? Carried. Sorry, Vern.
Thank you, committee members.
Mr. Chairman, if I could add a comment. I'm wondering why the application, the notice, is not put on the property when you go to visit it. When you look at it, it looks like a vacant lot, and there's a wooden fence, but there's nothing on that fence to indicate there's an application been applied for. Thank you.
That's not the first one we've run across, to be honest with you, Vern. And yes, it's supposed to be posted.
right, we're all set for the next file. We're hearing A24231 for 1280 Bramwell Road East and 385 Nebo Road in Hamilton. Are there any members of the public present in person who wish to provide comments? Please make yourselves known. Seeing none, we did have one person who registered to speak virtually, Oliver Antiparmakan. I do not currently see them, Mr. Chair.
Okay, if he's not there, we'll go on.
Okay. If the agent for the file could please come forward to the microphone or unmute yourself if you're attending virtually.
Good afternoon, Mr. Chairman, members of committee. My name is Ed Fothergill. I'm a planning consultant working for the applicant. We've seen the staff report. The staff report suggests tabling and adds a number of conditions. But first reaction was we'd rather have the committee approve it. And initially, my position was we thought the conditions should be removed because this process is being handled through a site plan exercise. This was conditionally approved back in February, and the matters that are listed as conditions here are matters that are being dealt with at the site plan stage. They're important issues, they have to be dealt with, but we didn't see the necessity for having to clear conditions twice. I've since talked to staff. I think they said they could agree that if we keep the conditions in, that they can maybe support moving ahead with the application and not tabling it. The owner would like to start construction on this plaza in the spring, so we would rather not table the application. We'd like to move through with it. The conditions don't really hurt us. It's a duplication of effort. But again, I've talked with staff, and we think there's a way we might facilitate the clearance of those conditions without having go through another submission and review process. So at this point, I'd like the committee to approve the application with the conditions as recommended by staff.
Any questions from the floor? If not, any questions from the staff?
Excuse me. Thank you, through the chair. Spencer Skidmore, Area Planning Manager. We're supportive of that. After discussing further with the applicant, we would be supportive of proceeding with an approval if those 4 conditions are included. Thank you.
Does everybody understand that all the conditions are included?
I'll make a motion to approve the application with the conditions.
Moved by Donna with the conditions, seconder, Byrne. All in favor? Opposed? None, carried.
Great, thank you very much. Thank you to staff as well.
All right, we're all set for the next file. We're hearing A24250 for 60 Glover Road in Glanbrook. Are there any members of the public present in person who wish to provide comments? Please make yourselves known. Seeing none, would the agent for the file please come forward to the microphone or unmute yourself if you're attending virtually?
Good afternoon, Mr. Chairman, members of the committee. My name is Sam Esposito. I'm the architect for the file.
Did you see including the conditions that was put forward?
I have, yes, and we're willing to accept it.
Okay. Do you want to make any comments?
No, we've read the comments thoroughly, and we're fine with the application.
Fine with what? Okay, questions from Bob?
I have a question regarding the earth bins. Those are the bins that are used by a front-end loader, correct?
Yes, they are.
So they're going to come in off the driveway, pull up, dump, move over, dump, move over, dump. Are they going to be backing out onto the road?
No, they won't. They'll be making their way through the parking lot and back out onto the street. They'll either,
In other words, they're going to go clockwise around the entire building?
correct, yeah.
Okay. And then the snow removal is located on a few areas of landscaping. I know that you can't get around that.
That's correct.
Yeah. Now, the garbage to me was a question mark with that, but because the driveway basically shows it counterclockwise, the arrows on the site plan.
Well, that's our fire route.
Is that the fire route?
Yeah,
Okay.
but both roads around the building are two ways.
Okay. All right. So the same thing, that's it.
Any other questions?
Anybody else?
Anybody else? Questions?
I'll make a motion to approve variances 1 through 5 as requested with the proposed conditions. And basically, the general intent and purpose of the official plan and zoning bylaw is minor in nature and is desirable for the subject lands.
Moved by Bob, seconder. Did second Vern, you second it? Okay. Second by Vern. All in favor? Opposed? Carried.
Thank you.
All right, we're all set for the next file. We're hearing B 2468 for 143 Margaret Avenue in Stony Creek. Are there any members of the public present in person who wish to provide comments? Please make yourselves known. Seeing none, would the agent for the file please come forward to the microphone or unmute yourself if you're attending virtually, and Mr. Chair, I would like to provide comments at the appropriate time as well.
Yes, good afternoon, Mr. Chair, ladies and gentlemen. I'm representing the owner of the Margaret Avenue. My name is Darko Giacomina from Geo Maple and Barrage Grant Land Surveying Engineering.
Have you read the conditions?
Yes, we did.
You got any response from that or anything you want to say?
No, we are very satisfied with those conditions.
Committee? No.
Sorry, Mr. Chair, the standard conditions that Committee of Adjustment staff usually add on to most severance applications were inadvertently missed with this file and actually with the rest of the files on the agenda. So I would like to request an additional 3 conditions to be added if approval is granted. They would be for the deposited reference plan, taxes are paid, and the administrative fee for the new lot is also.
So those 3 things would be added?
Yes, no problem. Yeah, we are in agreement with that.
You're okay with all of them, are you?
Yes, we are very okay with that.
Okay. Nick?
With that said, I'd like to make a motion to approve this application with the conditions listed as well as the additional conditions.
Okay. Okay, moved by Nick.
Motion.
Dale, second it?
Second.
Okay, all in favor? Opposed? None carried. Glad you saw it.
Thank you very much.
Just for the committee members' information, I do have consolidated lists of all of the conditions if for any of the consent applications. I know with the way the package was prepared this time, there wasn't that usual consolidated list at the beginning. So if you do want to see that consolidated list at any point, just let me know and I can pull it up on the screen. All right, and we're all set for the next file. So we are hearing B20, Oh, these are, so the next two files are related files, so I wasn't sure if the committee members wanted to hear them together or separately.
Do you want to do them separately? Do them together? Okay, do them together.
Okay, so then we're going to hear B 2469 for 3345 Homestead Drive in Glanbrook, and we're going to hear B 2470 for 3353 Homestead Drive in Glanbrook. Are there any members of the public present in person who wish to provide comments? Please make yourselves known. Seeing none, would the agent for the file please come forward to the microphone or unmute yourself if you're attending virtually? And Mr. Chair, I would like to request those standard Committee of Adjustment conditions again. The reference plan, clearing of the taxes, and the new tax account fee.
Go ahead.
Good afternoon, Mr. Chair and members of the committee. My name is Dorothy Young, and I'm a Planner and Development Coordinator at Urban in Mind, representing the property owners of 33...
Can you bring the mic a little closer?
Representing the owners of 3345 and 3353 Homestead Drive in Glanbrook.
You okay with the conditions the three added?
Yes, we have read the staff report, and we've also prepared a presentation. However, if the committee members agree with the staff's position to approve, then we can forego the presentation.
Okay.
I'll make the motion to approve with the both applications and both applicable conditions to each application.
Okay. Moved by Bob, seconder. Nick? All in favor? Opposed? Carried. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, we're all set for the next file. We're hearing A24236 for 7 Catalina Drive in Hamilton. Are there any members of the public present in person who wish to provide comments? Please make yourselves known. All right, if you could please come forward to the microphone and state your name and address for the record.
Good afternoon, committee and chair. My name is Bart Gora, and I reside at 5 Catalina Drive, which is the neighboring property to 7 Catalina Drive.
Okay.
I come forward to you today to voice my opinion as to why variance number 2 within application A24236 should be denied. Based on my understanding, there are 4 criteria that are analyzed in determining if a minor is considered a minor variance. The first criteria is that the variance should be minor. The second criteria is that the general intent and purpose of the bylaws are maintained. The third criteria is that it's desirable for the appropriate development or use of the land, building, or structure. And fourthly, the official plan is maintained. Criteria 1, the variance is minor. I ask you, council, what do you consider minor? 5%, 10%, 15%? Variance 2 is looking to completely eliminate the bylaw requiring not less than 0 meters from the adjoining residential properties instead of the 1.5 meter setback. Can you believe it? Going from 1.5 meters to 0 meters. Complete elimination, and on top of it, proposing parking spots beside the residential property. I just ask, what's the purpose of these bylaws? The developers can just claim a minor variance and completely eliminate them because they run into hardships arising from their proposed significant changes. Criteria number 2, the general intent and purpose of the bylaws are maintained. Variance 2 is making changes to the required parking space location section within the Hamilton zoning bylaw, specifically section 18A11. The nature of this section within the zoning bylaw is to ensure that there is sufficient parking for the amount of units located within the dwelling. As it holds, there's currently 29 units in the dwelling with 36 designated parking spots. With this proposal, they consider adding 8 units, increasing the amount to 37 total units, while decreasing the available parking spots by 8, allowing there to only be 28 parking spots. In my personal opinion, this goes completely against the nature of what the bylaw is meant to enforce. Criteria number 3, it is desirable for the appropriate development or use of the land, building, or structure. It's important not to only consider whether the variance is desirable from the builder or contractor's point of view, but rather if it is desirable from a planning and a public interest perspective. As mentioned before, the variance is effectively reducing the number of available parking spots per unit, going against what the nature of the bylaw was set out to enforce. Where are these additional individuals going to park? On the street? Have you seen Catalina Street? It's packed as it is. Every month, there's only one available side. Parking it's a mess. If it was a perfect world, everyone drove Kia Rios, small, compact cars. You might have a case, but unfortunately, people have trucks, vans, and it's a mess as it is. And if it gets approved, it'll just become a way bigger mess. I'd like to direct everyone's attention to diagram SP 1.01. This one right here. It should be a third PDF, I believe, third or fourth PDF. Just looking at the bottom of that diagram, I believe these are the 2 proposed parking lots that they're planning to install or keep beyond the fence. And I just ask you, it's located, in the driveway right beside the building. On a diagram it looks tight. In a perfect world, if there was no such thing as human error, maybe it would make sense. But you got people trying to parallel park in a tight space. It poses a risk to our property if they might hit the fence. Before this, that was never the case. You have that 1.5 meter clearance, and that was never a risk. But going forward, looking at this, there's just more risk from 5 Catalina Drive that our fence might get dinged, and that's just something that should be considered. On top of that, we do have trees along the property line where they're considering adding these 2 spots. And God forbid, a branch falls, something happens, dings the car, causes property damage, and I don't want any liability because now there's 2 cars that are available to park right beside the property line. Overall, my theory is the best way to mitigate any future risks or problem is to prevent them from occurring in the first place, which is why I stand to hold my position and deny the variance 2 within the application. The bylaw has been this way for 20 years. I've resided at the residence and even for 40 years before that, so I don't see a reason to change them now. Thank you for your consideration.
Thank you.
Okay, are there any other members of the public present in person who wish to provide comments for A24236 for 7 Catalina Drive? Please make yourselves known. Seeing none, would the agent for the file please come forward to the microphone or unmute yourself if you're attending virtually?
Hello, my name is Ken Beekendam, and I'm the agent for the owner. So the application that's before you is to add another 8 units to this existing building. So our proposal is to not make any changes to the existing site design as it currently sits today. The parallel parking spaces that are along the property line are there already existing. They're already at a 0.0 meter setback. We're not intending to change that with this proposal. So the existing site, how it currently functions today, will not change. And we're having those discussions with staff about the site plan control application, because this property will be most likely granted a waiver because we're not making changes to the site. We're adding units within the existing building footprint. Part of the reason why we're here today is because this property is still under the old zoning bylaw and has not been migrated over to the new zoning bylaw in the city, where we wouldn't require any parking spaces or any changes, and we wouldn't even be at committee of adjustment if it was in the new zoning bylaw yet. We're just not there yet, but it is coming down the pipeline. We are going to request a tabling, though, of the decision, because we do need to have further discussions with staff about the density of the site and as it relates to the old zoning bylaw, and whether or not they deem this legal non-conforming, because the current number of units legally established is already over the minimum density under the secondary plan. So there still has not been a consensus with staff about how they want to review this application. I've been having conversations with them for months, going back to the very beginning of our process of the redevelopment. So yeah, we just want to table it so that we can have further conversation with staff.
So you want to table it then?
Yes, please. Yeah.
Staff? Or Bob?
I'll make a motion to table it until you can resolve all the issues that have been raised with the planning department.
Okay, second by Dale.
Yes.
All in favor? Opposed? Carried. Table. Thank you. Come on.
All right, we're all set for the next file. We're hearing A24195 for 160 Houston Street South in Hamilton. Are there any members of the public present in person who wish to provide comments? Please make yourselves known. Seeing none, Mr. Chair, we did have one interested party who registered to speak virtually. Is Suzanne Folco present? Please make yourself known. Do not currently see them on the call, Mr. Chair. Do you wish to proceed?
Proceed.
Okay. Would the agent for the file please come forward to the microphone or unmute yourself if you're attending virtually?
That's what I was just looking for.
My name's Ken Beekendam. I'm the agent for the owner. So this application was before committee a meeting or two ago, but we were asked to table it to have further discussions with staff. We have since had those discussions, and we have come to a positive staff report. So we feel like we've adequately addressed all their concerns, and I'm happy to answer any questions if you have any.
Yeah. Any questions from the staff on that? Okay. All right. Committee, any questions? Motion one way or the other?
I'll make a motion to approve with the conditions as listed.
Okay. Seconder on that? Nick? Sorry, Donna. All in favor? Opposed? Carried. I didn't see Donna's hand. I didn't see your hand.
All right, we are all set for the next file. We're hearing B 2467 for 47 and 49 Ontario Avenue in Hamilton. Are there any members of the public present in person who wish to provide comments? Please make yourselves known. Seeing none, would the agent for the file please come forward to the microphone? And Mr. Chair, I would again request the additional 3 conditions for the reference plan, the taxes, and the administrative fee for the new lot.
Hello, my name is Ken Beekendam. I'm the agent for the owner. And so this is basically a re-hearing of the consent application for this development. We were here a meeting or two ago requesting all the variances, which you guys approved for us, which was great. The property owner just needs more time to fulfill these conditions of the severance, and so that's why we're here asking for basically a new date so that we can continue on with the project.
Any questions from?
How much time are they looking for?
Well, so with the approval today, if it's granted, will give us another 2 years to fulfill the conditions of severance.
Yeah. Okay. I make a motion to approve the
Moved by
application.
Donna. Approve?
With
With
all,
the,
With the conditions.
with the conditions.
all
yes.
conditions?
Okay. Seconder? Byrne? All in favor? Opposed? Hearing, seeing none? Carried.
Great, thank you.
Right, and then for the record, so the files that we did have scheduled at 2 o'clock were tabled in advance. Notice was posted in the comments package, and we did have a break afterwards, so our next item will be at 2:20. So we're in recess until 2:20. All right, we are all set for the next file. We're hearing A24234 for 1036 Garth Street in Hamilton. Are there any members of the public present in person who wish to provide comments? Please make yourselves known. Seeing none, would the agent for the file please come forward to the microphone or unmute yourself if you're attending virtually? Oh, and Dale, we just had to mute your microphone. We're getting some feedback issues, so if you want to say anything, just like wave or, and we can unmute you.
Or yell at me, Dale. Okay, thank you.
Good afternoon, Mr. Chair and members of the committee. My name is Dorothy Young, and I'm a planner and development coordinator at Urban in Mind, representing the owner of 1036 Garth Street and the minor variance application. We have prepared a presentation, but if committee is in agreement, we can forego the presentation.
You've looked at all the conditions and everything that's on there?
Yes, sir.
Okay, you're okay with them?
Yes, sir.
Any questions?
I'll make a motion to approve the application.
Motion by Bob, second by Nick. All in favor? Opposed? Carried. Thank you.
Thank you.
She waited 20 minutes.
They're bound they're going to get me out of here in time.
All right, and we did have some files that were removed prior to the agenda being posted, so our next item will be at 2:35. Right, we are all set for the next item. We are hearing A2473 for 21 Kennedy Avenue in Hamilton. Are there any members of the public present in person who wish to provide comments? Please make yourselves known. Seeing none, would the agent for the file please come forward to the microphone or unmute yourself if you're attending virtually?
Hello, everyone. James Thomas, AJ Clark and Associates, speaking on behalf of the owner as agent.
Response? Oh, yep. Did you look at the response and the conditions on the application?
Yes, we did review the comments and we are generally in agreement about the comments provided. The main important part here is that the variance to recognize the existing driveway and the landscaping of the lands to be retained be approved. I've added in the variance to permit the existing shed for a multitude of reasons. First and foremost being its impact, what I view to be negligible. So while I support staff's position to approve variance 1, if I can just share my screen to discuss variance 2.
Yep, go ahead.
So I just need someone to make me a presenter.
Yeah, you should be good now.
Okay, great. So in the comments, it was mentioned that the intent of the provision to stop the accessory buildings from being on site prior to a principal use is the exact bylaw. So if we go to the bylaw, it pretty much just says that, except as permitted in 418A, a building shall not be erected prior to the erection of the principal dwelling or structure. And while I recognize that accessory buildings are to support the principal structure on site, we will be a single detached house. The owner is building his future home next to his son's home on these lands. He built his shed. And if I can just jump to the current plans here, you'll see where this shed is located. It matches all the zoning bylaws in terms of its size and location. It's 18 square meters in area, however, and anything above 15 square meters requires permits. So to keep a garden shed that will be used for his house in the future, and as noted in my cover letter, will also be able to facilitate the storage of tools and supplies for the construction of that dwelling, I will need to get a demo permit to remove this. I then can leave those parts on the land separated and not built, or move them to the son's lands over here where they will be stored, and then get a permit again to rebuild it in the exact same position. Now, I understand we want to have accessory buildings as support, but I feel that this is a big waste of time and resources to have not only my client go forward with the process of demo permits, but the staff and necessary to review the permits, come, check that it's demoed, and then vice versa, put it back in the exact same spot and go through that process again. Not just money, time and resources on staff. I also want to note that the structure is about 55 meters from the lot line and 62 meters from the street line. And to give that some perspective, I also wanted to jump into see what the impact of this accessory structure is. And I had to go back a few years in order to get a visual of the building in some weather that isn't covered by so much foliage. So here's the existing house, 21. Here's where the existing dwelling will be located. And if we zoom in, we can see the accessory garden shed located in the rear. I'm having a hard time understanding the impact of allowing this shed to maintain on site and not be a waste of resources. Not to mention if he demolishes it and he can't rebuild it as set, then he's got to throw that away and rebuild. So if staff wouldn't mind, I'm perfectly fine hearing from them in what they view to be the impact of maintaining this shed, when in 418A, I can build a construction camp, trailer, work camp, tool shed, scaffold, or other temporary building incidental to and accessory for construction on the premises, but I can't maintain an existing garden shed that could also facilitate that use.
Okay, that's, if you want to hear from staff?
To the chair, staff's position is unchanged from the comments. For our position, it doesn't meet all four tests of a minor variance. The impact might be minor in nature or none at all. But if it doesn't meet the intent of the bylaw, we can't recommend approval for it.
Okay. Committee, any questions?
I make a motion to approve variance 1 and approve variance 2 for the shed. As the agent put it, it's tear it down to put another one up. It's there, it's existing. We drive on from there.
So you're making a motion to approve both?
Yep.
Seconder, Nick? All in favor? Opposed? Seeing none?
Excuse me, one question before for the agent. What happened to that really nice tree in the front yard?
That tree is still there.
No, it's not.
Oh, did he cut it? It's a private ownership.
It's just, well, I realize that. I just wondered if it was cut down or if it was taken down because of wind damage or whatever, but this weekend it's not there, so.
Yeah, the removal of that is unknown to me. I can call my client and ask what happened, but yeah, the tree was in substandard health, but he was trying to maintain it. In fact, the plans all show maintaining that in the consent agreement. We've got protection fences and everything.
That's what got me when I was there on the weekend. I looked, okay, the tree's on the drawing. It looked like it's being saved because you got an X through the one that's going to be in the house.
Correct.
But then there, it's gone. So anyway, that's it.
Okay, the motion's been carried. Thank you.
Thank you.
Now the fun begins.
Is Dale gone? Okay, all right, okay.
Are you still there, Dale?
Yes, but I have to leave right away.
Okay, so you're not on for the rest of the items?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. All right, so the next two items are separate properties and separate items, but they're related. Does the committee wish to hear them together or separately?
Both together?
Together? Okay.
Okay.
All right, so we are all set for B 2472 for 485 Springbrook Avenue in Ancaster, and B 2475 for 479 Springbrook Avenue in Ancaster. And Mr. Chair, I would also like to request those additional conditions for both files, for the reference plan, the taxes, and the tax account fee.
Okay, 3 conditions added.
Okay, and are there any members of the public present in person who wish to provide comments? Please make yourselves known. Seeing none, would the agent for the file please come forward to the microphone or unmute yourself if you're attending virtually?
Yes, Madam Chair.
Yes,
Oh,
go ahead.
Sorry, Mr. Chairman. It's Peter DiUlio with Metropolitan Consulting, registered professional planner.
You seen the response, the condition?
I haven't seen the revised conditions. I was just even online now, just trying to see if there's any updates, because I also saw that the development engineering had conditions, but I didn't see them as part of the conditions list.
Okay.
I can answer that, Mr. Chair. So for the record, there were conditions that were requested from a number of different staff members. There was not a consolidated list that was prepared. I do have it prepared now if you want. For B 2489, there were 3 conditions listed in the comments package with the additional 3 standard conditions that Committee of Adjustment usually adds. And then for B 2475, there were 14 conditions listed in the comments package with the additional 3 conditions that Committee of Adjustment usually adds.
Okay, I just checked before I came on. I didn't see all the updated comments or conditions attached. I mean, they seem to be the same as the first go around.
So the three conditions that I mentioned are not on the list. I verbally asked for them to be added.
No, but you indicated 14 conditions, and I mean for the second one, or is that running total? Because the first application had 2, and then it started for the second application, it started at number 3.
No, so the first condition, the first application listed in the comments package, there was a condition, there were 2 conditions from development planning, and there was 1 condition from development engineering. For the 2475 application, there were 1, 2, 3.
Okay, sorry. Yeah. Okay, I do see the development engineering one. Okay.
Okay.
And 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Okay. All right. No, all clear now.
Any problem with them conditions or?
Mr. Chairman, no problems.
No problem. Committee? Any questions?
I don't know if my client's there. If he wants to chime in.
Yeah, I'm here. This is Siddiq Khan.
Are you okay with the conditions?
Yeah, we are okay.
Okay.
Did you clarify that part 9 and part 10 issue?
No, I didn't get any email from you to see what you were talking about. Well, was there comments?
I think there's a little bit misunderstanding on the part of the planning staff. They are saying that part 9 will be a residential lot, whereas part 9 is part of the, permanent cul-de-sac. And part 11 will be the residential lot. So this is just a little bit, confusion. The rest, their comments are favorable. They're okay. I just want that they clarify it.
Right.
So the conditions are all okay, or?
To us, yeah, they just want to clarify that one item,
Okay, if the conditions are all okay,
Yep.
Okay?
We're all good.
From the committee? The committee?
It seems to me like the conditions are all okay, so I'd like to make a motion to approve this application, both applications,
With all the conditions.
with all the conditions included.
Okay. Moved by Nick. Second by Vern. All in favor? Opposed? Seeing none? Carried. Thank you.
Thank you, committee.
Thank you, committee. Now you judge other things.
All right, and Mr. Chair, for the next two files, they are separate properties, but they are related files. Does the committee wish to hear them together or separate?
Do them together? Okay. Both of them, hear them together then.
All right, so we are hearing B 2473 for 166 Sulphur Springs Road in Ancaster, and we are hearing B 2474 for 168 Sulphur Springs Road in Ancaster. Are there any members of the public present in person who wish to provide comments? Please make yourselves known. Okay, if you could come forward to the microphone and state your name and address for the record.
Good afternoon. My name's Ross McLeod. I'm the agent for Tracy McLeod on 168 Sulphur Springs Road.
Can you speak right into the mic, please?
Sorry, you're the agent for the file?
Yes.
Okay, I was calling for members of the public, so just hold on for a minute.
Okay.
Are there any members of the public present in person who wish to provide comments? Please make yourselves known. Seeing none, we have had staff who requested to speak first, Mr. Chair.
Okay, can we hear from the staff first?
Well, I'm just wondering what on the reports.
You come back. We're here. Staff requested to speak first.
Okay, I thought.
Okay.
Okay.
Then you can come in afterwards.
Okay.
Staff.
To the chair, just in addition to the staff comments that were posted, I do want to note that we did receive additional comments from Niagara Escarpment Commission staff. The summary of which are that if staff are satisfied that the proposal meets the intent of the city's official plan and zoning bylaw, that they would request an environmental heritage evaluation to ensure that it meets the policies of the Niagara Escarpment Plan, specifically in relation to Part 2.7. In kind of a brief summary, it's broadly reflective of natural heritage comments in the city comment package.
Okay. You understand that? Okay.
Okay, so can you, you're the agent for the files, both files?
No, Ms. Holbrook is here for her file.
Okay, so then if you can both state your names for the record.
Ross McLeod, agent for Tracy McLeod.
And Laura Holbrook, owner of 166.
Okay.
So when we got the staff comments late Friday, the staff requested, it said on it that this be tabled.
Yes.
And we're agreement that it be tabled so we can get some more reports and have some more discussion.
Okay, in other words, you both wish to table both sessions?
Correct.
Okay.
I'll make a motion that we table it as per the applicant's request.
Seconder on that. Nick? All in favor? Opposed? None? Table. Thank you.
Thank you.
Jeez, we're doing good.
All right, we're all set for the next file. We're hearing B 2466 for 407 Parkside Drive in Flamborough. Are there any members of the public present in person who wish to provide comments? Please make yourselves known. Seeing none, Mr. Chair, I would like to request an additional 2 conditions. This is a lot additions. We won't be requesting a new administrative fee, but we would like to request a deposited reference plan and all taxes are paid. And would the agent for the file please come forward to the microphone or unmute yourself if you're attending virtually?
Name and address, please.
Matthew Hatfield, agent owner 415, also representing 407.
Okay.
So essentially, I just want to give you guys a summary here. I bought the property not knowing that the driveway wasn't on my property. So this was the best solution given to me by city staff. I contacted 1 million people. So I'm just trying to go forward with this end a problem that's been there for 70 years and try to move forward the least complicated route as possible. So I'm trying to eliminate some conditions here. The first one is zoning condition, essentially because the use isn't changing. So the driveway right now is zoned commercial, but it's a paved driveway. It's been there for 70 years. So yeah, I'm hoping to get that waived. And the OBC condition, just because essentially lot line's moving farther away, nothing's shrinking and nothing's changing. So, thank you.
Okay, any questions, staff? Or that? Staff, any questions? None? Okay, committee?
I think this is what I would call a housekeeping item, just straightening up the properties and make a motion to approve.
Move, but.
Sorry, was that with conditions or with no conditions?
Excuse me.
There's 2 conditions.
No, well, so there was the 4 conditions that were listed in the comments package and then the 2 conditions that I just requested.
Okay, include the conditions, sorry.
All conditions?
Okay, all conditions. Okay, we got a mover. Seconder? Donna? All in favor? Opposed? Carried. Thank you.
Thanks.
Geez, I can do it if we have equipment like that.
All right, we're all set for the next file. We're hearing A 24 for 238 for 5 Cummingsville Drive in Flamborough. Are there any members of the public present in person who wish to provide comments? Please make yourselves known.
Yes.
Seeing none, would the agent for the file please come forward to the microphone or unmute yourself if you're attending virtually?
Good afternoon, committee members. My name is Matthew Rebo, Perspective Views at 5359 Kimberley Boulevard, Mississauga, and I'm the agent representing the owners of 5 Cummingsville Drive.
Go ahead. Did you read the conditions and everything with the application?
Yeah, so we are proposing to convert the existing detached garage into detached dwelling unit with the garage as supported by the Greenbelt Plan Section 453, where second dwelling units within the single dwellings or within existing accessory structures on the same lot. We've read the staff report and have no issues with tabling our application today to complete a hydrological study so that we can demonstrate that the minimum servicing requirements of Section C51 can be achieved.
So you're wishing to table the application until you get everything looked after?
Yes.
I'll make a motion to table the application.
Motion to table, move, second by Nick. All in favor? Opposed? Not seeing any? Motion is tabled. Thank you.
Thank you, committee. Have a great afternoon.
Okay.
All right, and that was the last item. Thank you, everyone.
Motion to, seconder, Nick, or Donna, I don't care who.
I think all of them.
Thank you very much.